Hello, my name is Joshua Brown from the interview training company howtobecome.com, and in this presentation I will teach you how to pass your accounting interview, and in particular tough behavioural or competency based interview questions. So if you have an interview coming up for any accounting role, then please make sure you watch this video from start to finish, because I'm going to help you to stand out and succeed. To achieve that goal, this is what I will cover. I'll start off by giving you a list of accounting behavioural interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. I'll then provide you with example high scoring answers to those questions to help you to succeed. Plus, I'll also make sure to give you some essential tips for passing any accounting interview, before finally telling you how you can instantly download these slides plus 30 great answers to accountant interview questions in a PDF guide. And just very quickly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I want to help you to pass your interview by giving you brilliant answers to the toughest accounting interview questions, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And don't forget to hit that like button, because that tells me you find these tutorials useful. Okay, let's take a look at that very first accounting behavioural interview question, which is describe a time when you handled a difficult client. Now I have two interview tips for you. Dealing with difficult clients is a reality that many accountants or people in the accounting profession face. However, it is essential that you provide an example of a positive outcome where you demonstrated excellent service. And my second tip here is to structure your answer using the STAR method. So when you answer any tough behavioural or competency-based interview question like this one, use the STAR method. So the STAR method is a way of structuring your answer. So STAR method stands for this. S is for situation. What was the situation you found yourself in? You then move on to T. T is for task. What was the task that needed to be carried out? A is for action. What action did you take to achieve the task? R is for result. What was the end result following your actions? And finally, the final R is for reflection. What did you learn from the experience? Again, make sure it ended in a positive outcome. So let's take a look at a top scoring, brilliant example answer to help you. Describe a time when you handled a difficult client. During a tax season, I faced a difficult client who had been dissatisfied with previous service encounters with our company. Having built a good rapport with all of my clients to date, my supervisor entrusted me with this client and made it my task to turn their dissatisfaction into a positive interaction. I arranged a meeting with the client and started by paying attention to their worries and letting them express their frustrations. I sympathised with their predicament and provided a thorough explanation of our procedures to help rebuild trust. I also offered to have a weekly Zoom call to update them on their accounts and address any concerns they may have. By being patient and open with them, I was able to address their concerns and offer a solution that fit their needs. At every stage of the procedure, they thanked me for my patience and dedication to their needs. I learned from this experience how important empathy and clear communication are when working with clients. It reaffirmed how crucial it is to treat every client as an individual, comprehend their needs, and come up with tailored solutions. Okay, the next accounting behavioural interview question is describe a time when you had to work to a strict deadline. Now again, make sure you use the STAR technique to structure your answer when answering this behavioural interview question. And tip number 2 here is, as an accountant, you will regularly face strict deadlines, so you will need to demonstrate your organisational skills whilst not compromising accuracy. That's really important. My advice is to demonstrate that you can break projects into manageable chunks and prioritise tasks well. So let's take a look at a top scoring answer to help you. Describe a time when you had to work to a strict deadline. In my previous accounting position, my colleague unexpectedly went off sick, and I was given the responsibility to take on her duties as well as my own and submit key financial accounts for one of my colleague's biggest clients in just a matter of days. It was my task to see that the report was completed accurately and on time, whilst ensuring my work was not negatively impacted. As soon as I realised how urgent this undertaking was, given that it was already behind schedule, I set out to prioritise the tasks that needed completing. I sorted the tasks according to importance and divided the report into manageable chunks. I set aside time slots for each component to ensure effective resource use. As a result, Despite the short time frame, I was able to make steady progress. I put in extra time, stayed focused, and used my attention to detail to make sure everything was accurate. I was ultimately praised by my manager for my efforts, and the client was happy when I submitted the report ahead of schedule. Looking back, I learnt a lot from this situation as it demonstrated the value of flexibility and efficient time management. I discovered that staying calm under pressure and adhering to a well-organised plan is essential. This situation strengthened my resolve to produce high-quality results despite being under pressure and increased my confidence in handling difficult deadlines. Now don't go anywhere, as I still have more interview questions and answers to give you, but when you are ready, click that link in the top right hand corner. It will take you to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download my 30 accounting interview questions and answers for all accounting roles to give you the edge in your interview, including the ones we're covering right now. Okay, here's the next accounting behavioural interview question. Describe the biggest mistake you've made in accounting. Wow, this is a really tricky question. Here's a really important tip for you. Do not say you've never made a mistake. Always be honest, as we've all made mistakes. Another tip, the hiring manager wants to hear that number 1, you took ownership of the mistake, number 2, how well you responded and rectified that mistake, and finally number 3, what you learned from your mistake. So let's take a look at a brilliant top scoring answer to that question. Describe the biggest mistake you've made in accounting. When preparing a client's tax return early on in my accounting career, I made an error by misinterpreting a key financial regulation. Despite my best efforts to provide an accurate and timely service, I made a mistake that cost the client money. I was devastated by this, and it has haunted my memory ever since. It was my task to put things right and own up to my mistake, as no one had as yet spotted my mistake. I immediately accepted responsibility, informed my supervisor, and worked with them to resolve the issue. In order to quickly submit a corrected return, we closely collaborated with the client. Although the error was regrettable, the client was very forgiving, and I think that they could see that I was genuinely apologetic for my mistake. I worked extremely hard to rectify my error and ended up forming a strong rapport with the client for many years to come. I learned a lot from the experience. First of all, how crucial it is to pay close attention in detail in accounting. Second, the value of open communication and prompt action in minimizing mistakes became clear. I made extra effort to fully comprehend regulations going forward, and I put in place a review procedure to double check important elements. Okay, the next accounting behavioural interview question is this one. Describe a time when you were dissatisfied with an accounting process. Again, this is a really tricky one. My advice here is to use this as an opportunity to show that you are adaptable and you're always looking to improve. I also recommend that if you can show the hiring manager that you are the type of person that will help improve their processes through data-driven decisions, you will be the standout candidate, so do that if you can. So here is a top scoring answer to help you. Describe a time when you were dissatisfied with an accounting process. While working on a difficult reconciliation task that required manual data entry, I felt my time was not being put to good use. This task required a lot of time and was prone to mistakes due to the manual entry, which reduced efficiency and accuracy. Although I was more than happy to complete the task, I felt that there was room for improvement, so I looked into automated software options. I took action by doing my research and presenting the advantages like improved data integrity, time savings, and error reduction in a proposal to my manager. As a result, my manager gave me the responsibility to implement the software and teach my colleagues how to benefit from it too. With the help of my colleagues, the software revolutionized the procedure and greatly enhanced productivity. This experience reinforced my commitment to bringing out positive change by highlighting the importance of identifying problems and actively looking for creative solutions to improve accounting procedures. Okay, let's take a look at another tough accounting behavioral interview question. Describe an accounting team project that failed. It is critical that you use an example that ended positively. If it didn't, what are the positive things that you learned from the situation? Make sure that the example you use is one where you collaborated well within a team. The hiring manager here is assessing your team working skills in challenging times. So let's take a look at a top scoring answer to help you. Describe a time you were dissatisfied with an accounting process. One project comes to mind where senior management wanted our team to implement a new cost allocation method for budgeting in a collaborative accounting project. I took an active role, eager to offer my knowledge and expertise to the project. Sadly, despite our initial enthusiasm and thorough planning, the project ran into difficulties. Inaccurate cost allocations and budget inconsistencies were caused by problems with data integration and misunderstandings of crucial requirements due to a lack of open communication. It was our task as a team to turn the project around before the deadline. We got together as a team and had a discussion to analyse what went wrong and come up with solutions. To avoid similar problems moving forward, we determined that clearer communication channels and more stringent testing procedures were required. I am pleased to say that we all worked tirelessly to turn the project around, and the new method was not only a success, but the project was completed ahead of schedule. The initial setback only motivated me and my colleagues further to prioritise collaboration, meticulous planning, and open communication. This experience strengthened my resolve to learn from setbacks, be adaptable and resilient, and always be open to change. Now, in preparation for your accounting interview, I also recommend you take note of these following questions and prepare answers for them. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want to be an accountant? We are looking for someone who is willing to be flexible in this accounting role. Describe a situation you were in where you demonstrated flexibility at work. Within this particular accounting role, you will often have to deal with difficult clients. How would you deal with an irate client or customer? Why do you want to work in this accounting role, and what can you specifically bring to our organisation? Tell me about a time when you showed extraordinary attention to detail. Describe a time when you managed multiple tasks all at once. How do you communicate your processes to clients without technical knowledge? Why do you want to work for our company as an accountant? When have you worked as part of a team to complete a difficult task? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? What skills and qualities do you have that are a match for this accountant role? So the next thing to do, if you'd like to accelerate your learning even further and pass your interview at the first attempt, is to click that link right now in the top right hand corner of this video for 2 reasons. The first reason is that it will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download all of these answers plus a total of 30 brilliant responses to all accounting interview questions. And secondly, the next reason is I've given you 3 smart questions to ask at the end of your accounting interview on that page. It is a brilliant resource guaranteed to help you prepare effectively for your interview, and also more importantly, put you ahead of the competition. Make sure you check that link out. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, as I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their job interviews, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. Please also hit that like button, as that encourages me to make more videos just like this one. And if you have any questions regarding any specific accounting role, then please do let me know the name of the job role in the comment section below, so I can get back to you with even more interview tips and advice. Oh, and finally, don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. I wish you all the best of your accounting interview. Have a brilliant day.